we have to vote on what's in front of us, and we'll have to accept or deny. I mean, we have to vote for or against
So-
what we
so
have,
I'll
and you
make-
can recommend that to come to the next
Right.
meeting.
I'll back up. I'll make the first motion.
Okay.
I move we deny the applicant.
I have a motion by Polly, a second by Jim. Any other discussion?
We need 2 votes for it.
Do we need 2 motions?
Be better to have 2.
All right, so we need a motion for A and a motion for B.
Okay. I move that we deny A.
Okay, the land use.
Second.
Have a motion and a second on the land use. Do I have any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we have a motion on the zoning change.
I move that we deny B.
A motion by Polly, second by, what was that down?
Oh,
Jeff. All right. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, so those both are denied.
So process-wise, do the applicants need to resubmit with a request to go to R2?
They can if they wish. We can't make them, but of course, P&Z can initiate their own zoning.
But we don't want just
No.
those applicants. We need the whole
Yeah,
block.
the whole
We're still
block.
going to be.
Can
Including
we do that?
204.
Can we do that?
You
without-
can initiate it
We
as
can
a-
initiate it without. Okay.
without anyone asking.
Without
I would be opposed to P&Z initiating without the landowners being a part of this. I don't think it's in our purview to do that.
So I think coming out of this, our recommendation to the applicants is to
Talk to the neighbors.
talk to the neighbors and come back with an R2 application as opposed to a commercial application.
You would need to send out notification that we're proposing a zoning change. We don't do it.
Well,
No, they would have to. do
yeah,
that.
they have to initiate.
They have-
Jim, we're
They
saying
would be
that
required.
the applicants should come back, not that we initiate it, but that the property owners initiate the request for R2. So that we're not trying to initiate a request over some landowners who already.
That's what we've always done.
All right. Y'all understand what we're asking you to do? Now it's going to go to city council though, still, right? I mean, you can take it to city council with us having denied it, and then they have to have a super majority to override it, or you can withdraw it and go back to your neighbors and fight, and then just come back.
Resubmit as R2.
And just tell them what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
One way to control yourself. What's that? Presumably that gets the board of us to arbitrate, and of course, she's still out getting just.
So, Anna, would 204 have to be included in that as part of the block?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They also get their time periods.
They requested an SCR permit this week, so I think they'll be in support.
Oh,
Yeah.
who did?
204 North.
Just from an advice standpoint, if you get everybody that I just listed for that section and you come back with all of them in agreement, you'll probably get a you'll get a much more positive response.
Are you still going to look at this board for
I don't, we're not sure that we need to,
It's not even.
because your
not
your particular properties were rated low enough to where even the overlay wouldn't necessarily protect.
I would like to point out that regardless of whether the protests continue or not, it still requires a supermajority because of the denial of you go forward. So,
I'm sorry. So we actually proceed right now, trying to convert this 1.5, and we're no worse for the layer if it started for R2.
that's right.
Yeah. I guess I'm just saying.
Get more experience presenting at city council level.
Get more experience with, yeah. Did you, this is silly, we did something called.
Yes. Everything, we have to send out all new notices.
All right, thank you all for coming.
Thank you, guys.
All right. All right, I realize I didn't do roll call. We're all here. All right, let's go to action item number 5B, site plan 2302, site plan review of the Mom Center located at 528 South Milam Street. I'm hoping one of you two are going to make the presentation since there's nobody else left.
My name is Matt Jarris. That's my wife, Caroline Jarris. We're with Sport and Country. We're a local architectural practice. We have the honor of designing the new Mom Center. So this is a 6,000 square foot single story building. And for those of you who don't know what the Mom Center is, it's a building. It's used as a resource for expecting mothers in the community and surrounding areas. So the site plan is in front of you, and if y'all have any specific questions regarding the site plan, I'd love to answer them.
We knew what the Mom Center was. We had to do this.
We've gotten that a couple times.
Get your little house in that location.
I have a question about where the entrance would be. On Milam?
On Milam.
Yes, sir.
Is that the existing driveway on Milam?
So that will need to be it will need to be moved slightly, but it is an approximate existing location.
Shelby, did you have any comments?
Just a few. Thank you
Okay.
so much, and thank you for your patience while
That's
we consider
that's
this
pretty
item.
interesting.
So this application is for a site plan for the Mom Center for a property located at 528 South Highland Street. This probably looks familiar. We've looked at this once or twice. First as a partial zoning change from R1 to C1 in July of 2022, and then again for preliminary plat approval in February of this year. So overall, the property is zoned C1, so staff reviewed it for compliance with that particular zoning ordinance, and it meets all of the necessary building coverage, impervious cover, height, as well as parking requirements. Utilities are available to serve the site. Detention plans and studies shall be reviewed as part of the civil construction plans. There are landscaping requirements as well as potentially screening requirements that will be addressed, and staff recommends approval based on staff recommendation of a landscape plan, including screening, approval of civil construction plans prior to review of building permit applications, and approval of the final plat.
Right. Thank you. All right, anybody have any questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the access for residents on the
Yes, there is.
Yes, sir. They front on West Walsh and were approved as part of the preliminary plat in February of this year.
I don't see much more.
There's another map. Isn't there another?
Where is St. Anne's? I drove it today and I was looking for how to find West Walk in relation to St. Anne's.
I did. I drove it today too. And if you, if you go, did you go down?
Way down to the dead end?
Did you find out? Did you find where the 26-foot wide street went? Okay. If you go past St. Anne and you go to the corner of the lot that's tagged, and I worked my way back, and they've got 4 lots platted in there. Now it's on Walsh. They front Walsh. All 4 of them front Walsh right now.
Mr.
Okay.
Dooley, page 39 of your packet has the approved plat that shows those lot configurations.
39.
39.
Fronting
Tim?
on Walsh, and
Yeah.
the development in question is developing on lot 6 of that plat.
There's no existing structure.
No. Now Tim, the road.
Residences on Wall that I missed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody have any questions, comments?
I make a motion to approve the staff recommendation for landscape plan.
Title plat
And civil
approval and
construction
parkland
plans.
dedication fee.
All those things.
Yeah.
All those.
Second.
Have a motion by Jim, a second by Tom. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So, will they need to come back for any of the homes or the other commercial lot, or is this the last one we'll see because of the size of this area?
Lot 5, if it were to develop or sell and develop, would need to come back for site plan approval because it's larger than 19,000 square feet. But the lots that front on Walsh are residential and
So
wouldn't
that is-
require approval.
so
Now you
that-
will
that-
see it again for final plat approval, but not for development.
then if they punch the street through from Walsh Street to Live Oak. Because right now, the street's dedicated, there's 26 feet, and it goes in, but then the south side of that street is a drainage ditch. You can see it on the other end, on the other side of the property. But
Okay, let's do the approval of the minutes for April 5th.
My name is wrong. I'm
Correction.
Cindy Stegner again.
Oh, no.
I actually caught
You
it
need
for
to
a
change
while.
your name,
I actually
Cindy.
caught it for a while.
I can barely say that, so I'm not going to change it to Stegner.
I'm so proud of myself.
I was. Did you catch my name? Is that what you called?
I almost sent a note to him.
Anybody else have any corrections? I'll entertain a motion to approve with those corrections.
move to approve the minutes with the correction.
Motion by Tom, second by Cindy. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, let's go to number 6A, discussion item director's report.
We want to do roll call somewhere.
I told her,
We did.
I sort of missed it. I said, but we're all
We're all
here.
here.
So thank y'all. We appreciate
Thank you.
So just want to make you aware that the reappointments for all city boards are coming up in June. We have Tim, Jim, and Jeff that are up for reappointment. So we anticipate those being heard by city council on June 6th. Tim, Jim, and Jeff.
Turn in your letters.
The letter suffice us. I just responded.
That'll suffice. The comp plan, we had the parks open house, April 25th. We had about 50 people attend, a little lower turnout than we would have wanted, but lots of good feedback. And the survey is open until Friday, and so far we've had over 625 responses. So that continues to progress. And we had a meeting with the CPAC on that. It was just specific to the parks plan. So tricky thing will be this summertime, having one more open house, public input specific to the comp plan. So stay tuned for suggested dates on that.
Can I make one comment about the reappointments to the rest of the P&Z? If you think that the members who are up for reappointment have been doing a good job, I would urge you to contact city council members and express your support for the job that they're doing on the commission. Unless we got sailors that don't show up.
I did miss.
You missed him.
All right, then we have 6B, future agenda items. You want to go
Yes,
over
so
that?
this was request of Mr. Dooley, and I think a good one. This is a practice that city council does as well. We won't get into the discussion of any of these. It's just to give you an idea of what's coming up. As you can see, that's a very heavy agenda for June. Yeah, so those are the items we anticipate seeing on next month's agenda.
Somebody bring dinner.
Good Lord, that's a lot.
Yes.
Which one?
The former Seven Hills, it's their 2310
Oh.
HUD amendment. Pretty much a new HUD.
407.
Wednesday?
No, they call well.
So can I ask a question about an ordinance like our amplified sound ordinance? Does that apply to any amplified music and anything else that uses an amp? Yeah, but as long as they're within, they're subject to the decibel. So if there is if they're in a PUD, if there is a prohibition to outdoor amplify, then that would apply to everything, not just music. correct?
What's not just what? No?
It would apply to everything, not just music.
Okay, I get it. Like the
Recognize what is.
Right. The last good music was prior to 1970.
Nothing much to that.
All right, is there anything we need for the executive session?
No.
We don't have an executive session.
All right,
If I could say one more thing about the comp plan, actually,
Okay.
I think tonight's agenda item is a very good example of where our zoning is, it's inadequate. And it leads me to think we might need to look at more of a form-based zone, especially for this CBD area. Most of the historic district covers a CBD, or most of the CBDs in the historic district, but obviously not completely, especially south of the creek. So I think that's something we should consider after, I think the comp plan will make that recommendation, but complete zoning overhaul and different way of thinking about these very rigid zones and how we want them to better blend. And I think a lot of that's going to be through architecture and design and not just use.
I have a request. We all know what's happening in Austin, Texas, as we speak right now. Probably one of the most dangerous things that happens every 2 years in our state. The legislature meets, and so I was wondering at our June meeting, Nick, if you could give us a kind of a rundown or a summary of legislation that was passed that affects what we're doing.
Just about 4 billion.
Yeah, especially the one about doing away with home rule cities and everybody's general law. So that would be Houston, Texas, Wild West.
Yeah, we can limit it to planning, zoning, land development, legislation.
And I'm sure that the council would probably like that too.
Yeah, well, I don't know what they're gonna wanna see, and of course, there are a lot of resources to review it, but I think it would be good to go over specifics here with you guys as early as we can. Most of those will be effective August 27th, but some of them may be effective immediately. See what happens.
I do have one more thing, and Anna, this may be something for you. Out of the housing meeting that we had, I contacted Bobby Calvillo, the head of the Community Development Corporation, Affordable Homes of South Texas, Inc., down in McAllen. And it got him in touch with Clinton, so they're trying to arrange for the McAllen folks, both Housing Authority and the CDC, to come up and make a presentation, or at least have a discussion on their experience with PFCs and CDCs and housing authorities and how that's working. But in the same conversation, Bobby said they have just wrapped up their comp, and they had a lot of issues they now have a lot of issues to deal with regarding density. Of course, they got affected by no involuntary annexation, just like we did. And so they have a lot of thoughts about things that they're changing, coming out of their comp planning exercise, that are going to impact uses, going more potentially form-based in certain parts of the city. Also looking to increase zoning, increase density throughout the city, rather than trying to ascribe all the high density in one part of the city and forcing it into just one section. So it might be a good idea to contact their development director in McAllen, and if I need to get a name for you, I can, if you can't reach him yourself. But I think it'd be great to get in touch with McAllen. They're fresh off a brand new comp plan, and they're rolling into now zoning, land use, all that, and learn from them so that we can maybe get a bit of a leg up and don't have to repeat the same mistakes.
City Council at Port Aransas adopted their new reason did it Tuesday, and they kind of followed the idea. There's some pretty cool things in there to help them control expansion.
What do you have?
okay,
What?
we'll have it posted.
Yes, but
Okay.
I'm just asking, get in touch, because that may be something you want to bring back to us.
All right, nothing else on the agenda. I will make a motion.
I make a motion.
Adjourn. Mr. Jim, second.
Second.
second by Polly. Any discussion?
Well, thank you.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we are,
Thank you.
thank you.